To begin, pull the crown out 2 clicks. Next, rotate the crown clockwise or counterclockwise to set the current time. Please be sure to set the correct AM or PM time by paying close attention to the 24-hour hand at the 9 o'clock position. The right half of the dial indicates AM time, while the left half indicates PM time. Once the correct time is set, push the crown in 2 clicks to the closed position next to the case. This completes setting the time. Before proceeding, please determine if the current year is a leap year, and if not, how many years have elapsed since the last leap year. To begin, pull the crown out 1 click. The left date disc and the right date disc will rotate to indicate the current month set in memory. Please note that the actual movement of the date discs may be slower than shown in these instructions. Next, press and hold the upper right button for 2 or more seconds, then release. The left date disc will rotate to display LY, or leap year, while the right date disc will show the current years past a leap year set in memory. Now, press and release the lower right button until the correct leap year designation is shown on the right date disc. Once the leap year is set, press and release the upper right button. Both date discs will rotate to show the current month set in memory. The left date disc will display M0 for the months 1 to 9, or M1 for the months 10 to 12, and the right date disc will show the single digit or the first digit of the current month set in memory. For example, M0 on the left and 1 on the right disc indicates the first month, January. On the other hand, M1 on the left and 1 on the right date disc indicates the 11th month, November. Press and release the lower right button to correct the second digit of the current month, or tens indication. Set the tens indication to M0 for months 1 to 9, or M1 for months 10 through 12. Next, press and release the upper right button. The right date disc will move slightly from left to right, indicating that it is now active for setting. Now, press and release the lower right button to correct the current month first digit or the ones indication on the right date disc. For the months of October, November, or December, set the disc to the number 0, 1, or 2, respectively. Next, press and release the upper right button. Both date discs will rotate to show the current date set in memory. The left date disc is now active for setting. Press and release the lower right button to change the second digit or the tens position of the date on the left date disc. For example, for the date 15th, the left date disc should be set to 1. Next, press and release the upper right button. The right date disc will move slightly from left to right, indicating that it is now active for setting. Now, press and release the lower right button again to change the first digit or the ones position of the date on the right date disc. For example, for the date 15th, the right date disc should be set to 5. Finally, Push the crown to the closed position next to the case. Please note that an all reset and zero positioning is required if a low or no charge state is reached or another malfunction is experienced. To begin, pull the crown out 2 clicks. Next, press and hold the upper right and lower right button simultaneously for 2 seconds and release. This completes the all reset. Next, press and release the upper right button to select a date disc. The selected date disc will move slightly from left to right, indicating that it is now active for setting. Next, press and hold the lower right button to change the date on the selected disc. Continue holding until 0 is shown on the selected disc. Please note that the actual movement of the date discs may be slower than shown in these instructions. Next, press and release the upper right button again to select the next date disc. Now, press and hold the lower right button again to change the date on the selected disc. Continue holding the button down until 0 is shown on the selected disc. Finally, push the crown in 2 clicks to the closed position next to the case.